Okay. All right. Let's get this going again. There we go. There we go. Sweet. Oh man. It's been a minute. It's been a hot minute. Oh, I see my mic peaking over there. Let me just knock that back a couple. There we go, and I'll lower the music to compensate. All right. All right. So, if you haven't noticed, or you haven't even taken a look at my my screen here for a second, we're gonna be looking at some of these sick Gen Con events once they drop at noon Eastern Standard Time. Now, to be fair, this is not going to let me register for events because event registration does not start until May 18th at noon. But this will give us a good look at some of the events that are going to be here. Ooh, I'm not streaming in 60 frames a second. Is that something that I can fix while I'm streaming? I don't think so, but we can look. I don't think so. Well, you know what? 30's fine for looking at a web browser, I think, right? Certainly, right? I like to think so. Oh, there's my stream stats. Look at that. It's definitely what I wanted to. It's definitely what I wanted to show. Not a big deal. It's nothing important on there. I do wonder if I click on this one, if it'll pop up on the same screen. Of course it will. Of course it will. There we go. Does any of this do, really? Sweet. OBS has come a long way since I started using it. You know, way back forever ago. Make sure everything looks good. Stream info. Yeah, it's got board games. Should we be streaming under board games or tabletop games, you think? Who's to say, really? Who is to say? Does it really matter? Well, I don't know. Let's see which category has more viewers. Board games has more right now. We're going to go with board games. Sweet. So, since we're here, since we're checking it out, since we're gonna look at all that cool stuff that they've got going on, there are a few things that I for sure want to play whenever I show up. So we're gonna make a little column over here. Call it the wish list. Some games that I definitely want to play while I'm there. I want to play Shadow Dark. I want to play Mothership. I want to play SETI. Let's see. I'd like to play some Cyberpunk. Red, but that's really the only edition people play anymore anyway. I'd like to try Daggerheart. We are going for all 4 of the actual convention days this year, so I have plenty of time. We're not going for trade day because, frankly, I have no business going on trade day because I'm not a industry professional or anything like that. Let's see. What else could we be persuaded to play? Oh, Octung Cthulhu. I will remember what that is when it comes to look for it. My wife really wants to play Obojima, either the tabletop game or the upcoming board game, I believe. So we gotta slot that in there. If they have an apiary, like learn to play, I'd be interested in that. Because I really like that game, or the idea of that game, because it's bees in space and you build resources and such. But we tried to play it whenever we were kind of strapped for time in the games library last year, and let me tell you, man, you need more than a few minutes to learn that one. It's there's a lot. I mean, I feel like it took us about 30 minutes just to get the game set up. So hopefully we can find like a learn to play or something like that. This is a good list to work off of. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things to accomplish over 4 days. I will go ahead and say that I'm going to go ahead and block off a pretty significant amount of time here on Saturday. Probably the rest of Saturday from 5 onward. Go ahead and block that off because my wife and I are going to be going to the Critical Role live show. We'll go ahead and take that chunk off. Sunday we have the whole day, so I'm not going to take any chunks out of that. Thursday we have the whole day, so I'm not going to take any chunks out of that. And that's what we're working with. So, it's noon now, which means that I believe if I go over here to events, or I just change the URL because that seems easier. I believe the events list is live. Would you look at that? Here's the fun part. I think that the default browser for my script from last year still works. Look at that. I think that the default event browser for Gen Con is pretty ass. It's not been updated in a long time, and it's got very limited selection features, and it's just not clean, and there are some quality of life improvements that I would like to make to them. Now, normally, you could go to this website here, gencon.eventdb.us. This guy makes a very clean event browser for Gen Con. The issue is it's not going to be updated with the new list for some amount of time. Fortunately for me, and now that the event list is out, I feel comfortable saying I've had the event list for a little bit. I just stumbled upon it and have been watching it update. And I have not disseminated any of the information from the event list because, well, that would just be rude. I respect Gen Con as an institution, but it has been fun looking at them. And while I've had the list, I've built a custom explorer for it that has some of the quality of life features that I like to have. Now, I have mine set to update every hour, roughly 15 minutes after the hour. The Gen Con list doesn't actually update but once every 6 hours, so that's really unnecessary. But I didn't know that for a little bit, so it's still set on that rotation. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this over here so that you can't see my remote desktop connection. Oh, you can anyway. Well, that's fine. That's fine. We're chill. I'm just gonna run the old updater. I think I don't have my database password or anything displayed on the fucking screen right now. That would have been a nightmare. It's all local, so it's not like it's hosted anywhere anyway. But all it does is it takes the new Excel file and reads it and makes any changes necessary, and that's it, really. I'm going to keep this open for now because I have a feeling I need to change the I'm going to need to change the URL. Oh, no, we got some new events. It does load the changes and log them, but there are a lot of changes, and it's probably fine now, but it loads every single change, and it's a lot, so it takes a minute for the changes to load, and then there are so many that the pagination of it doesn't work. Like if I scroll to the bottom of the page when it loads, it'll show me like I don't know, a million fucking pages. So let's see. They did sneak in a couple here right after the mark. So yeah, so I mean, the pages are quite literally running off the screen. There's at least 358 pages, and we don't know, how far it goes on the other side. Tell you what, I'm actually going to go ahead and I should mention this. Last year, let's see if my numbers match up. So what do we got here versus what's on the Gen Con page? So I'm looking at 21,229, 21,000. Looks like I don't need to change the link. That's good. So last year I was frustrated with a lot of the features of the event viewer on Gen Con's website. So I built some custom scripts. For example, this one will go to the event page and pull how many tickets are available. This is not relevant until event registration starts, because all of the tickets are going to be available until people actually start getting them. But this year I went a little overboard and just made my own event viewer. And it updates, and I'll probably point it to the production Excel spreadsheet anyway. It should be the same Excel spreadsheet as I've been using, just in a different location. You can actually download the spreadsheet yourself if you would prefer to browse events that way. A lot of people do. I believe they put the link somewhere. Where do they put the dang links at? This is hosting events. Certainly I can find the events. Gen Con events catalog is open. See, it's just not very good. This view events at the top of the page doesn't seem to do anything. If I remember right, it was events / or maybe it was gencon.com/downloads /events.xlsx. Okay, so that's where it is. That's the new link. If you go here, to this link here, you can download the Excel spreadsheet yourself. In fact, you know what? Let me go ahead while I've got it up, and I'll go change it in my script. That way, we make sure that we have the most up-to-date production version of our Excel sheet. So let me go ahead and edit that real quick, just to make sure. I don't want to be working with pre-release information or leak anything like that, because again, I respect them as an institution. So I'll go ahead and put the Excel file here. Copy. Make sure that that's actually. I don't have an Excel viewer. It's probably the same, right? We'll do it live, and if it doesn't work, well, hell, I guess we'll just use the default Gen Con viewer for this. I'd rather not, but I will if I have to. Let's see, so it connected to the database, it read the Excel file, it copied events, and probably no changes to be made. Yeah, no changes. Okay, we're good, and we're pulling from the production database now, so we're chill. I'm gonna go ahead and close that then, and I'll check my page again, and it all looks the same to me. Updated at 12:03. It's when I did the manual run. We're good. We're good. We are chilling, big chilling. So let's go ahead and let's start. So in my opinion, because I love my wife, this is going to be my #1 priority event. So let's go ahead and look for Obojima. I did build a search function. It's not the best search function, but it does work. So Obojima, you can see where I've already searched. Does this link show you the local links? Yeah, that's fine. So if you search Obojima, you'll see there aren't any in the RPG category, which I assume means that no one has signed up to run like with the Obojima 5th edition stuff yet. But they do have this event called Obojima Board Game Sneak Peek. I'm just going to click on one of those. Assume the information is all going to be the same. So they're 4-person slots. They cost $2 a piece. They're from 1985 games, so they're official. Learn to play the new Obojima board game before it's released. Experience the fun of potion brewing set in a leisure fantasy world of whimsy. This is directly connected to the 5e compatible RPG Obojima Tales from the Tall Grass, but it's not the same game. So, you know, that's what we're gonna do. One of the things that I really like is that I built this functionality in that links it directly to the Gen Con page. Oh, those are my real ass friends' names. Well, we're not gonna do that yet. I'm not gonna do that yet. Don't look at those. You didn't see those. That's probably fine, really. And it has a link that will let you add the events to a Google Calendar. So, like, I have a Gen Con 2025 Google Calendar over here, and we have it given the correct time zone, and the location is not applicable yet. But it does add it to the calendar so that if you want to set up like a shared calendar with your friends, you can do that. You can even color code it to make, hey, look, Kelby's events are going to be green, or whatever. So I did build that functionality in. Like I said, I think the Gen Con event page could use a lot of work, but I would like to play this game. This is like my high priority game because, again, I love my wife and I want her to be happy and have a good time while she's there. So I'm going to go ahead and add one of these to our schedule. As you can see, there are quite a few of them. Ooh, you know what I don't have on this event viewer is like a the number of tickets for each event that are available. I could make that change pretty quickly, but do I really want to do that? No, I'll do that whenever we're actually putting stuff onto our Gen Con wish list. Yeah, so let's pick one. Again, we have time just about any day, so long as, you know, we're not interfering with the Critical Role live show. And I think we're probably going to try to also do, let's see, do they have that available yet? So I like the Glass Cannon Network a lot. They're very cool and they do a ton of cool live plays. The issue for me is that I don't super care for going to their like live show for their like, I don't know, Glass Cannon Live. Before they were doing like a really long campaign for that live show, and if you were not like watching the entire time, you were not getting the entire story. So you were kind of jumping in the middle with very little context for what was coming before. But now they've changed it to where they're doing like a mini show for their live stuff. It's called Ascension. I still feel like my mic is peaking, so I'm gonna lower it down a little bit more. Yeah, so you can kind of more easily jump into the live shows now. But they also did for the past 2 years a Cthulhu live at the Athenaeum, and I like that a lot. So I'd like to go to that one again. The problem is I don't think they've announced when those dates are. But if I go to, see, these are the ones that are like at the convention proper. Well, no, this one is the Gen Con event. This one was at the Basile Theater at the Athenaeum. It was at 8 p.m. Okay, so I'll go ahead and block off, I don't know, from 7 to the end of the night, and we'll call that Glass Cannon Live. GCP Call of Cthulhu Live. I'm gonna go ahead and take that out. I wish this table had like a more clear indicators, I suppose. There we go. That's much better. Okay, so we got Obojima. What time do we want to play that? Thursday and Sunday are going to be the least busy days, and this is a pretty limited event, so I'm going to try and get a Thursday, I think. Let's go ahead and just do Thursday from 11 to 12. We'll call this, oops, that's the text, not the background, silly. Obojima board game sneak peek. Let's see, we're gonna have to a little bit wider. Put that over here. That should be fine. Damn, I can make the time a little bit. There we go. That'll work. Okay. And we're gonna say that is it actually doesn't have a location yet. That happens sometimes. It's very, very often that they won't have the location yet for anything. Letting Beacon Bits know. Okay, just went ahead and put that in the old Beacon Twitch chat. I've been talking to them about some of the stuff. Let my friend Ish know. Okay, so we got Obojima done. The next one for me is going to be either Shadow Dark or Mothership. So let's go with browse category. Let's do, those are RPGs. And then do Shadow Dark, PQRS. Shadow Dark has, I hope, a lot of games. Oh, they do. They have tons. They have tons of games. Don't know. Well, I do know some of these groups. I know Conspiracy of Gamers. I believe that's Toxic Rats group, I want to say. It's like a bunch of independent game masters that run together under this, under the banner of Conspiracy Gamers, because it's a lot easier to get your games approved if you run under like a collective banner as opposed to an independent GM. So it's a little bit easier to get if you're all together. So they do that. I believe that's the correct person. I think I'm attributing to that correctly. So that's what we're gonna go with. Shadow Dark has a bunch of stuff, it looks like, and a lot of them are at the same time. So really, it's like picking which session you want to play based on the description. Shadow Dark's pretty cool from what I've been reading, because I've been reading the core rulebook. It's a stupid simple D20 based system, a lot of OSR mechanics in there. It's all about dungeon crawling. The gimmick is that no one can see in the dark, That's kind of their whole thing, is everyone is threatened by the darkness. All of the player characters, anyway, for sure can't see in the dark. It's all about surviving in the darkness of these dungeons. And it's very cool. There's only like four. There's only four classes. There's wizard, thief, fighter, or maybe warrior, and then priest. So it's like your classic, stereotypical, archetypal adventuring party, stuff like that. It's been interesting. I'd really like to play it. I like to play games before I run them, just so I get a feel of what it's like from the players, or from the player's perspective. Yeah. Okay, so I guess I kind of have to pick which one I want to do. I don't want to front load too heavily, so let's pick a Friday game. 9. I don't like playing super early, but I'm down to. So there's the Hidden Leprechaun Hollow, or the Sanctum of the Elephant God. These run till 6, so you kind of bumping up time there. Let's do an 11. Let's do 11 to filter by Friday. Let's do an 11 to something. 11 to 1. This is a 9 to 1. It's a 4-hour fucking adventure. I'm down for those. It's just, So we got the Hidden Leprechaun Hollow. Let's look at that one. A spring rain is traced the sky with a brilliant rainbow. Everyone knows the legend. A leprechaun's hidden abode lies at the end of it. And if you're fast and bold enough, you can steal the mischievous fae's cache of gold. That sounds fun. That sounds cool. What's the other one? The Elephant God. Sanctum of the Elephant God. Okay. The cultists of the Elephant God lurk in their dark domain, murmuring prayers over a glut of riches. Rumors say the Overlord has paid them a fortune in exchange for their wicked sorcery, and now the jewel of Alcala glitters in their coffin, a prize too tempting to ignore. That also sounds fun, and I think that sounds a little bit more true to like the Shadow Dark experience. So I think I'm gonna go with this one. That is from Friday, August 1st, 11. Is that also? It's 11 to 1. Okay, so we're gonna make board games. Board games are gonna be red. I want to make these the same green. Board games are gonna be red. I guess RPGs will be blue. I feel like a light blue. Shadow, dark. And that's JW Marriott, White River Ballroom E. That's an $8 event. I think this was a $4 event. I like to keep track of how much they cost because they do add up over time for sure. Someone in the Beacon Discord, I know you guys can't see this, is asking me if, or is asking rather, the Games Library in the Stadium is a separate ticket to access. That's correct. I'll talk about the Games Library here in a minute. But let me respond to them. That's correct. You need to either buy a weekend pass or a afternoon, evening pass for the time you want to play. Yeah, so the Games Library is an interesting part of Gen Con, I think. It's a separate section of Gen Con that is towards the... it's on the Lucas Oil field. If you didn't know, Gen Con is held in the Indiana Convention Center, as well as the Lucas Oil Stadium, as well as the convention centers or conference centers of the attached hotels. It's very big. It has, more than 70,000 attendees every year. Gotcha, thanks. I've been to PAX U. There's a comment. Yeah. Yeah, it's functions. Oh my goodness, I'm so bad at typing. Yeah, it functions a bit differently. At PAX U, they do have a games library, but that's actually part of like your badge when you go to PAX U, is you get access to the games library. Gen Con's a little bit different. You can either buy the 4-day pass and go to the games library whenever you want. The games library pass is a little more than $50, I think. It might be more this year. Fuck, we can look it up. Let's look it up. Since I have my Shadow Dark set, I should probably be taking down the IDs of these. Let me do that. Oops. Oops. Let me get the OBG mode while I'm at it. But, yeah, so the games library works a little bit differently. If you are looking to play nothing but board games the entire time, the games library is a great value. They're going to have, oh my gosh, I cannot type for the life of me. They're going to have any board game you can imagine, probably. They actually have a website where you can look up what games they have. And you can go there and show them your little bracelet they're going to give you, and you can go in and play games for whenever you're ready. What did I do? 11 to 12, this one? Yeah, so that's this game ID. I'll just make this part of this one. I'll remember that. I'll remember that for sure. Chris, start browsing the event catalog now. Yeah, I know, Gen Con, thanks. So let's look at the games library. Maybe it'll pull these up. So yeah, so here we go. It does pull up some other stuff too, but that's fine. So you can see that there's a Thursday morning pass, and then there's a Thursday evening pass. I've heard it's not going to ask about it. It's a ticketed event. So this other person in the Beacon Discord asked me about the Stink. It is a ticketed event, but you can usually attend without one. Actually, let me look that up real quick. The Stink, because the Stink is kind of neat. Oh look, Tales from the Stinky Dragon live at Gen Con 2025. Maybe the Stink isn't in there yet. Huh? It's interesting. Let me pull up a web browser where y'all can't see it and find something real quick. There's an excellent resource of information about Gen Con. It is the Fans of Gen Con Facebook page. There's a ton of people in there, and they're more than happy to help you out if you have any questions about any of this stuff. Okay, so they put on an event called The Stink. You can probably infer what the name comes from. It's actually just a social gathering. It's like a little pre-party before Gen Con. It's on Wednesday before any of the events actually start. You can go to The Stink without a ticket, but the ticket holders are going to get priority. It does not appear that the Stink tickets are in the event catalog yet. It's pretty normal. Events are going to be added to the event catalog all the way up until the day before Gen Con starts, so that's kind of normal to see. We'll see more stuff drip in as time goes on. But yeah, this games library, you can do it a couple different ways. You can either buy like the weekend pass and go whenever you want all weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, or you can buy like a morning pass or an evening pass for a specific day. The full weekend pass is what I have gotten in the past. I got that one last year, and it's $58. You see that only 500 people can actually buy the full weekend pass, and that's to kind of ensure that the space doesn't get full. And that does mean that everyone in the group that you're with, if you're going with a group, needs a weekend pass. It can't just be one person and everyone operates off of that. Everyone has to have a pass to enter the game library area. But yeah, it's like a place where you can always, that you can always go there, and there will be space for you to play a game. And you don't have to play the board games in the games library. You can bring your own stuff. You can bring a role playing game or a card game or whatever you want in there, and you just kind of always have a space to go and play a game if you want to. Hello, finding any good events? Yeah, I found a couple. Good events. I'm pretty happy with what I've got so far, and I've really just seen the Obajima board game sneak peek and the Shadow Dark game that I really want to play in. This isn't Final Fantasy. That's correct. It's not. The Stream Elements is confused. Pastimes was on time again? No way. I don't believe that for a second. Holy shit. Pastimes was on time. That's incredible. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's actually incredible. Where's my group? Let's do... Yeah, it would be at the bottom, wouldn't it? Let's do a little filter. Filter Rooney. Yeah, so Pastimes, for folks who don't know, are the folks who run the great majority of the Magic the Gathering games at Gen Con, and they notoriously they put their events in rather late. But here we are looking at them on launch day with events in the system. 2 years in a row, they've had a huge chunk of events up. Yeah, no, insane. Did not believe it. I don't play Magic the Gathering, so it's of no interest to me. But I do know that it's a big deal for them to have stuff out, on launch day. That's pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. All right, what was I doing? I was talking about the games library. So you can either do the full weekend, or you can do the single day morning or afternoon and go in there and play board games if you want. When I got the full weekend pass, I definitely feel like I wasted the money on it, because we only ended up there like twice, when really we could have blocked off like Sunday and went and played there. So that's probably what I'll do this year, because I like having the weekend or the games library pass. It's the running joke. That's why I keep track. Yeah, it's fair. That's fair. Let's see. Let's move on. Mothership. That's another one that I want to play. That's going to be category. It's going to be role-playing game. It's going to be JJKLM Mother PR Mothership. There we go. Hell yeah. Okay. Not a ton on the Mothership front. It'd be a lot easier to get into one of these, but that's a battle royale. I don't know about that. I've never played the game before. I don't feel comfortable doing that. Let's see. What do we got? Got plenty of time. Whenever. These are 4-hour slots. This is a 5-hour slot. Another 4-hour slots. I could be convinced to play on Sunday from 10 to 2, but I'd rather not. Let's do a Thursday. Let's do a Thursday Mothership. This one's not gonna work, so let's do one of these. Well, I'm thinking this one myself. Let's see what we got. Mothership derelict crawl full of lethal outcomes. All materials provided. All materials will be provided again. Nice description. Characters made at the start of the session. Scenes of graphic violence, body horror, emotional trauma, obscene language, body modification. Players must be 18 plus. Players must be 18 plus. That tells you everything you need to know about that. $20? $20 for a 4-hour game? It's not the most I've paid. It's definitely not the most I've paid. Let's do something else. Let's look at another one. What we got? Friday from 3 to 6. Yeah, that's bumping up here, but that's actually probably fine. Get an hour to get to the Athenaeum. I don't even know. Well, that might be when their doors open, as opposed to when the event starts. I have to look at that. Let's do was it 5 to 7? I said just now, or 1 to 5, 5 to. What was I saying? It's over. I'm cooked. Okay, it was this one, I think. Straight up lost my mind just now. 3 to. Oh no, that won't work. Damn. Yeah, 24-hour time is just my kryptonite, I suppose. Okay, well, let's look at Saturday. 10 to 4 or 10 to 2. I could convert this into a 12-hour clock if I wrote 2 more lines in the code, but I don't feel like it right now. 10 to 2 is not bad. 10 to 2 is not bad. Let's look at that. Documentary crew is assigned to film a promotional piece. That's interesting. Personal mining on Epsilon 14. Corporate patron is provided with a shot list and clear instructions. Find your subject, make them look good. Make the company look good. However, you've been secretly approached by another patron with a different agenda for your production. What you find at Epsilon 14, what you document, how you film it will ultimately be up to you. Provided. Session will be run by Arcfear's writer-designer Roderick Magzino. Oh, man. It's a hack of something. I don't know how I feel about that. Let's look at this guy. What's this guy got? Well, let's look at the damn game. How about that? Let's see. Arcsphere, it's an OSR supplement. It's a toolkit for Mothership on it. Okay, so it's like a whole thing. It's like a whole different thing. I don't know if I'm super interested in that. It sounds fun, but I'd rather play like classic Mothership, you know what I mean? Maybe when I get more familiar with the system. Okay. So it kind of leaves us Saturday running something from Conspiracy. 9 to 1 is early, but it's doable, so let's look at it. Three months since someone aboard the ORI-4 investigating Morpheus 3 for unobtainium. If you could see the look on my face, you'd see that I'm not impressed. Not impressed. But we move on. Connection was terrible. On your box, able to man a bloody face in the green video signal. Comms team clean it up. Made an amazing discovery. It's changed everything. Crew's been dead. Hard to locate. Recur. Okay, I'm interested. Characters provided. PCs may have hidden competing agendas and conflicts may occur. Safety tools used. No, I'm fine with this. I think let's do this one. So that's from 9 to 1 on Saturday. 1, 2. That's a big boy game. That's a big boy game. That's Mothership. Does it say where that is? ICC 122. The event ID. Copy that down. Oop. again. Big dummy. That's a $20 event, man. That's a lot. It's a lot. But you know, whatever. You're here to have fun. If you don't have fun, what's the point? Okay. So we got Mothership. Let's do SETI. SETI. So SETI is going to be category, board game. I should be able to find it in here. SETI, search for extraterrestrial intelligence. I wanted to play this game last year, but tickets sold out so fast. I assume it's because it was a new game last year. So I'm hoping demand will be a little bit lower this year. So, let's see what we got. A lot. There's a ton available. I don't have anything for Thursday afternoon yet at all. So let's do something there. So these are, this is like a 1 hour demo. There's like I'd like to do a learn to play because it's all easier for me to get those down. The learn to play seem to be 2 hours long. This is 6 to 8. 6 to 8 would go like right down here. But they also have a 4 to 6. That's a little bit more doable for me. I'm an old man. Oop. Wrong red. Said you learned to play. That's ICC 235 to 238. How much is that event? I bet it is expensive. Oh, only $6. Try to keep groups together when you participate. Then with CGE, you get a $5. Oh, that's cool. So if I like it, I can spend $5 and get it. Or I'm sorry, I can take $5 off and get it. Am I dumb? What's happening here? Okay, got that. Now, it should be pretty apparent, I think, that this is going to be a very preliminary schedule because I have to put some stuff together and, you know, look at all my friends' lists as well and try to figure out where we're going to throw stuff in. Obviously, concessions are going to be made, and I might not get to play something that I want to play or whatever, but, you know, one of the other things is that I'm for sure going to this Critical Role live show because, you know, I have tickets already and they were not cheap. So I'm going to that for sure. If there's something that I want to play that is during this Glass Cannon Cthulhu live, I will skip it. I'm okay with that. I'd much rather play a game than watch one. I'm only going to the Critical Role show because I like those guys a lot and I think they're neat. So let's do Cyberpunk Red next. Let me see what we got. I wanted to cross-stream this over to YouTube since I have a bit more people who know who I am on YouTube, but apparently that's illegal. Because I had to request live stream access earlier, I suppose. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know why you need to do that. But whatever. We're not bitter. We're not bitter. Yeah. So Cyberpunk Red RPG. Now this part sucks because I've already looked at this list and sometimes people don't put things in correctly. For example, there was beforehand Cyberpunk Red and Cyberpunk, but it looks like they've corrected it. I want to get into one of the like Artalsorian sessions since they're like the official Cyberpunk people, you know. Let's do a Sunday game. Oh, here's another fun one. Every year, Mike Pondsmith does an event at Gen called Mike Pondsmith Kills Your Cyberpunk Character, where you come up and talk to him about your Cyberpunk character, and he describes how he would kill them. It's very funny. I've never been to it, but I've seen video of it. Okay, so let's do a Sunday game since we don't have any of those yet. Sunday, I could do. Looks like there's two options. There's Fire at the Forlorn Hope, and then Friday Night Firefight. Let's open up one of those and look at them. Okay, so we got no description, but free event. We like a free event. Do the other ones maybe have a description? Okay, this one does. Friday Night Firefight. Night City's full of stories, but you aren't here to watch someone else grab all the glory, are you? With the Cyberpunk Edge Runners mission kit, you'll tell your own tale of explosive action, intriguing investigation, and colorful characters. You'll take on all comers, from the gangs to the megacorps, and carve your legacy onto the street for all to see. Sounds good to me. That is from 10 to 11. That's a single-hour game? That's crazy. That's crazy. Is that correct? Yeah, they're all single-hour games. Like, all of them. That's odd. Why are they all single-hour? Is that just how they run their games? I've never played with them, so I don't know. We'll put one down, but that's awful short. Let's do 10 to 11. Did I already pull this up? Yeah, let's do this one. We'll do Sunday 10 here. Cyberpunk Red. Does it say where that is at all? It's in Hall D. $0. You know, we make it work. Okay, so we got Cyberpunk on the list. Let's look at Apiary. I want to do a board game. My back buttons don't work. I am definitely not a programmer. Well, that's not true. I'm not a web developer. I don't know how any of that stuff. I don't know how any of that stuff really functions. I just kind of work with a little bit of knowledge I got. That's why this thing doesn't look so good. Board games. Let's do Apiary. I assume there will be Apiary games. Oh, Arcs is here too. Oh, no, Apiary. I don't know if that's true. I could try searching for it. Maybe I'm missing something. Search events. Apiary. Only one, and it's not that. It's actually a Honey Heist game. So we're gonna leave that on the list and move on. My friend wants to play Octung Cthulhu. And I do too. But he wants us to get like a whole table. You know what I mean? So there's only... okay. There's only a few of these available. They looks like they're in 4-hour slots. They are. Friday... Eesh. Killing me. 14 to 18. See, this is another situation where, like, if I want to play a game and it goes late or something, or it interferes with another one, then I would be more than happy to drop this one. But this one, I think, will actually work if this is when doors open and not when the show starts. So this is 14 doll hairs. Foxhole. The Allies are trying to derail the Nazi regime from creating... Oh, Achtung Cthulhu, by the way, is Cthulhu, but World War II, where the Nazis are harnessing eldritch powers and such. RPG 2025. There we go. Until discovered, if not halted immediately, would cost many lives and potential souls, but also reshape the world and create an unstoppable, unnatural force. Sounds fun. I want to play that. So we're going to do from 2 to 6. See, that's just a lot right there. That's a ton. That's not the right blue either, is it? I'm colorblind, so it's not very helpful. Achtung. That's JW White River. Huh, it's like in the same exact place. That's $14. It's a bit pricey for a game, but we live, and this is the. There we go. Sweet. So we got Achtung. Then I want to play Daggerheart. The new RPG from Critical Role. You know those folks. Obviously, I'm a big fan of those. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm sure that Darrington will be here running a ton of their stuff. This is just Thursday from let's look. Oh, okay, this is an event. It's like a live show. Discover what's next for Daggerheart. A first look at upcoming partnerships. A live game demo that dives into the rich world. Special guests joining our table. A free giveaway, a giveaway with audience to walk away with one-of-a-kind prizes. Okay. I'm like I said, I'm fine not going to a live show. I'd rather play the game, you know. And we have plenty of options. Most of these are being run by Darrington Press, but I do see some stuff in here from some other folks. Oops All Himbos. I bet Omega Jones is in that game, if I had to guess. Oh, there he is, Omega Jones, formerly known as the Critical Bard, who made some jingles for Critical Role. He's a pretty cool guy. I've met him a couple times. Himbo Heart. So they're playing a Daggerheart live show from 1 to 3. Like I said, I'd much rather play a game than watch a live show, but I do appreciate the artistry behind it. Latino Lounge. I've actually played games with them before. I believe I played Avatar Legends with them last year, and that was a very good time. I wish I remembered my GM's name. But this is not going to work as it conflicts with my schedule. Let's look at maybe a Thursday game. To do that, I have to go back to categories. I don't have a filter built into here yet, but I might work on that. Role-playing game. A Daggerheart. And then I should be able to filter. So let's look at Thursday. So Introduction to Sablewood Forest seems to be like a 1-hour demo, maybe. The first few scenes from the longer scenarios, then get their first taste of Daggerheart. The adventure features 6 pre-gen characters. I don't care. The adventure provides opportunities for players to interact with the world and contribute. I'd rather play a longer game than that, but this is free, so if it comes down to it, sure. So that's Introduction to the Sablewood Forest. Seems like Sablewood Messengers is like the full-length one, the 4-hour one. That's a hot minute. I'm down for it, don't get me wrong. But it would have to be later in the day, and I don't see any that are like that late. This one runs from 10 to midnight. I'm okay with that, personally. I'm okay with that. Actually, I think that would actually be a fucking riot. 8 to midnight. I don't know if my wife is cool with that. um, but I'm down for it, so I'm gonna put it on, and we'll see how she feels about that, I guess. Like I said, this is all about concessions. Dagger Heart. This is it doesn't say where, so that's fine. It's a $4 event. It's pretty sweet, and the number for that is this. Okay, so we got a Dagger Heart. Okay. Sweet, sweet, sweet. That's good. I'm going to go run down and tell my wife that I've scheduled a 8 to midnight game. See how she feels about that. Probably not good, but I'll be right back. Let me put something on the screen. Let me put something on the screen to tell people that I'm not here, and I'll be back in a moment. Add text. I'll be right back. Color. Select black. Okay. And we'll scale that down. If you can't tell that I'm not a streamer by now, you should figure it out. Yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Wife not so thrilled about a 8 to midnight game because we're old and don't have the stamina of the younger gamers out there. But she said that she's more than capable of entertaining herself. So that's a point in my column. So I'm going to keep it on the schedule for now. She did ask for me to look for mushroom-themed games. So I'm actually going to go over here to old BGG. And type in mushrooms. See what we find. Let's sort it by ranking. And see what we can find. Nothing great. Nothing great. Some stuff. This one looks pretty good. I need to take the I'll be back off of there, huh? Because I'm here now. Wow. Some guy's running a dirt bike outside my house. Let's see. Is this game even real? What if we do like this? What if we mushroom themed board games? Games about fungi. Morals. It's a 2-person game. Wonder Woods. What's that? Will you have the most delicious harvest? Mycelia, we have that game. It's very fun. Other Mycelia, I heard it's less fun. If I'm being honest. Mycelium, I like this guy. Check this guy out. Uh, 6.9. Not the worst game I've ever seen. But the more I look at it, it looks a little bit like Catan, but it's probably not. Let's see. So worker placements with the combat aspects. 3+ players. The weight on that one is 2.3, so not super heavy. Mycology, a fun game about foraging for fungi. Alliteration, if you would. Is that out yet even? Estimated delivery January last year, so I assume so. What we got? What's the rating on this one? How are we looking? 6.5. Yeesh. But it's it's very complex. Looks like it's mostly 7s and 6, 7s, 8s. I'm willing to give it a shot because I love my wife. See if they have any events. Just gonna search for mycology. I crack open a cold one. Ooh, no games. Unfortunate. Well, what else we got? Undergrove we already have. The other one was what, Mycelium, a mushling game. Let's try that one. No such luck. No such luck. Unless my search function isn't working properly, which is entirely possible because I built it myself and I'm not a web developer. But I am a backend developer, so like I feel like that's the part that I should have gotten right, frankly. Mycelia. Here's the thing, though. Which mycelia is it? KTBG. And events all over the place. Which one is it? Which mycelia is it? Yeah, that's like the other mycelia. The one we don't have. This one. 7.4 is actually not that bad. 2.45, so it's not complex. I'm willing to give it a shot. It's only $2. I like it. Yeah, let's look at one of these. There's Thursday from 2 to 6. Sorry, 2 to 4. I already have a game at that time. They're all from 2 to 4. I could do that here very easily. Let's put one there. Mycelia. No location yet. That's okay. 4 doll hairs. And right here. Copy. Paste. There we go. So put that on the old board game. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 events hosted by Gen Con proper. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. Let me go through real quick off the screen and go over here to the old Jenny Con, my friend's Discord. Letting my friends know that I'm more than happy to hop into a voice call with them and talk about the schedule if we're, if they're okay with their voice being on stream. If not, I can even mute them. That'd be fine as well. I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. I feel like we have a pretty solid schedule here. We got plenty of time baked in for, wandering around the exhibit hall and playing our own games. If we want to do that, because we're, as far as I know, maybe someone in the group isn't, but I'm pretty sure that we're all gonna be there for, all 4 days. I think we're all leaving Wednesday, or getting there Wednesday, and leaving on Monday afterwards. So it should be plenty of time if we wanted to play like a game. We can fit that somewhere in here. I'm more than happy to stay up later than this. and play games after that, but I don't know how open to that other people are. Let's go through some of the other stuff. Let's go through some exciting stuff while we're here. So I'm gonna go to events because that's usually where you can see the live shows, and the live shows are usually where the famous people are. So let's filter by day. Any events on Wednesday? Nope. It's on Thursday. Fewer, but there's some here. So they got the Darrington Press, Daggerheart actual play, I assume. They're gonna demo new stuff from Daggerheart and whatever they're doing. Let's see, who else do I know here? Glass Cannon is gonna do a Starfinder 2E live show. That's from 2 to 4 on Thursday. That's gonna be good, I assume. GoonCon Quest. You gotta look at that, right? Give me the Loot Hunters explore unique indie landmarks in a Dungeons and Dragons actual play live show. Can the goons find the moon tree seed before their time runs out? Good lord. That's something. That's something. Let's see. D20 Burlesque, they're back. That's good. The Dice Tower Awards. Another burlesque show. Seems like there's quite a few of those. Let's look at the Dice Tower Awards. Nothing to go on there. Dub That Hentai is back. I don't think I need to explain what that is or why I won't talk about it on stream. Gooey Cube is doing their dungeon game show. D and Diesel. That seems like something. Join performers from D20 Burlesque for an actual play show where each player role plays a different Vin Diesel character. Oh boy! And they're gonna use the Never Stop Blowing Up rules. That's sweet. That's sick, actually. I love that show from Dimension 20. The game seems like it's very, very easy and also fun. Chill Touch, is that Ross Bryant's? Is that Ross Bryant's live show? Yes, it is. So experience the anarchic interpretations of worlds and characters featured in Dungeons & Dragons, Wheel of Time, Lord of the Rings, and more. Fantasy Improv featuring Ross Bryant, Mary Lou, Sarah Rose Kaplan. All very funny improvers and role-playing gamers. That should be a fun show. When is that? Friday from 11 to 12? You're killing me. Well, we can play around with it, but I'm going to put things I'm interested in here. See what we got. Oops All Himbos, and they have the VIP as well. I'm not super interested. Call of Cthulhu Live. I'd rather see the one that's off book at the Athenaeum, not the one that's during prime gaming times, I suppose. Let's see. Dice Cream Sandwiches there. That's interesting. I like that guy. D&D, but actually Monopoly. That seems like a thing that's happening. The Legend Society with the Dungeon Dudes and D&D shorts and D4 Deep Dive and special guests. Let's look at that. That's star-studded. No fucking description. They'll add it later, I'm sure. but there are 940 tickets. They cost 20 doll hairs. That's pretty normal for a star-studded cast like that. So I'm not surprised myself. I'm not going to add that one to the interested list. D&D Live, Squad 20 and Apex Adventure. The Innies, Cocktail Reception and Silent Auction. Faster Purple Worm Kill, General Admission, and a VIP show. It's interesting. Let's look at that. 4 intrepid first level characters. Oh, okay. No, Matthew Lillard's going to be there. Iffy Nwadiwe. I like those guys a lot. When is that? That's Friday from oh, you're killing me. You're killing me. That's 7 to 9. I actually think I might rather see that than the Call of Cthulhu Live from Glass Cannon. I think I'd rather see this. What's this? Let's see. We'll copy that one down. Oh shit. My bad. Go. I think I'd rather see this. I really like Matthew Lillard, and I really like Iffy Nwadiwe, and who knows who will be added later. How much are the VIP tickets for that? Because they have the general and also the VIP. VIP tickets are 70 doll hairs, but they have a post-show Q&A and a raffle and a special gift apparently. Interesting. They have the Innies. You know, we'll all read about the winners the week after anyway. That's about it for Friday. Let's look at Saturday. Tales from the Stinky Dragon Live. I saw this earlier. Formerly of Rooster Teeth fame, now of independent fame, but published on Beacon. So, however you want to interpret that. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Chill Touch has 2 shows, it seems. From 2 to 3 on Saturday. I think I could actually make that work. Wait, is that from 2 to 3, or am I stupid? That's the answer, I think. I'm stupid. No, that's from 2 to 3. Tell you what, let's put that on the schedule. Put that on the motherfucking schedule. That's how much was the tickets for that? 20 doll hairs. It's kind of pricey. Kind of pricey, that one. But I like those guys, so maybe worth it. Okay, got the Get in the Trunk Live. Get in the Trunk classic Glass Cannon favorite. Unfortunately, not currently airing, but I think maybe they've started recording for a new one. I haven't heard. Good Time Society, live with Becca Scott and friends. Who's that? What we got? Saturday from 3 to 5. Yeesh. That would be nothing but live shows all that day. That's fine. We'll skip that one. Well, I can go to the Cosplay Deviants 18 plus Cyberpunk rave. That's okay. Not my jam. We can do Sunday events. We've got kind of a bunch of nothing. In my opinion, I'm sure that all these folks have their own fans and followings and whatnot. Nothing here from me, I think. Nothing here from me. Oh, you guys can see my hard drives. That's not great. It's actually okay. It's fine. That's a pretty packed schedule. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 events. Oh, I already had apiary on here. I was just too far up. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and add these to my schedule and put them on my Google Calendar so it looks a little bit nicer. But thanks for hanging out with me while I've been looking through these events. It's been real fun. I've had a lot of fun looking through them, and maybe I'll stream a little bit more once we talk about the events a little bit more. That's gonna be it for me for today. So I'll see you guys hopefully at Gen Con.